Rightio. This is a fantastic personal statement for an MSc in biostatistics at Yale. Let's get into it. I'm just going to crack open a San Pellegrino sparkling water, because I've been doing a lot of these at point of recording. If this is one of the first ones, then I've obviously rejiggered the ordering, and I've done a lot at this point. Hopefully you've got a good drink and you're taking some notes. Let's do it. I've come to realise that psychic abilities are not required to see the future. Cool. All right. Now, immediate sort of, I'm not going to say tension, but like immediate lesson learned, evolution. This implies a lot. It implies that you've done a lot of thinking. And then this is quite an interesting statement, isn't it? Psychic abilities are not required to see the future, ending on a strong word, future. That begs a question. That means, what do you mean? Okay, and then, boom, sets up. All one needs to do is take the correct steps in order to fulfill their vision. Again, audial language, so you end on strong words. Vision. One also needs to understand that difficulty along the way is an integral part of the process. Mencius wrote that when heaven is about to confer a great office on any man, it confounds his undertakings. Now, this is how you do a quote. You put it in the context of what you're talking about. Don't lead with it. Don't put it in without any commentary around it. This is a long quote. I wouldn't do it that long, but you can see, look, it's not just thrown in there and someone's not letting the quote do the heavy lifting. They've reiterated the great office I'm working towards, make it relevant, is one in which I leverage my studies in biostatistics towards benefiting society. Immediately, boom, talk about the course, biostatistics, and talk about your vision. All right, I want to leverage is a nice word as well, and into like a wider goal. So it's you, individual, outward, like a fucking expanding circle, society. I welcome any and all difficulties as a chance to learn and bring me closer to my goal. So, again, repeating difficulties. This is someone, instead of just saying, I take initiative, or I never give up, or I'm a perfectionist. That's all wishy-washy. This is someone who's just really saying, I'm looking forward to some challenges, but in a sort of subtle way, okay? Welcome. This is nice language. That's like friendly language. Welcome. So it kind of stands out. Juxtapose welcome with difficulties. And you sort of read the perks up a little bit. And again, what's the last word of the introduction? Goal. Good. Although with diligence and carefulness, I now get distinguished academic performance in my major, the top 1 GPA, and a strong experience in research, my journey toward the goal is not always plain sailing. All right, journey, good metaphor. Plain sailing, metaphor of sailing, journey. Again, they're setting up difficulty, they're setting up conflict. This is good. All right, nothing's perfect. Don't write these perfect, personal statements about everything being happy. Things are hard. Write about struggle, write about pain. That's compelling. Write about difficulties overcome. A prominent difficulty I overcame. There we go. Boom, just say it. A prominent difficulty I overcame. Here's a question to you when you're writing a statement. What's a prominent difficulty you overcame? Answer that now. Right now. Write down. Got your notebook? I'll wait. In fact, yeah, I'll wait. I'm going to take a little sip of my sparkly water. What's the first difficulty that came to your head? Boom. All right, next question. How do you tie that into what you're studying? Tie it in. Okay? Anyway, what's this person saying? The prominent difficulty that they overcame in preparation for biostatistics studies, boom, tied into the subject, was during my involvement as a team leader in the National Mathematics Modelling Competition. So some people just go, I was team leader in the National Mathematics Modelling Competition. No, if you want to say that, say something I learned, something I overcame, something that I realised was during. That keep note of that phrase, was during. That's how you subtly throw in accolades and experiences without sounding like you're bragging. The competition tested my team's ability to solve real problems using mathematical models. At the night before the analysis report was due, 4 difficult problems still remained. Okay, there's a bit of a grammar issue here, but believe it or not, if your personal statement has heart and soul and is generally well written, now this isn't me saying don't catch every grammatical or spelling mistake you can, because you absolutely should and need to. But believe it or not, that's not actually the prime thing that most people look at. They'll overlook if there's some heart and pulse and life and blood running through your personal statement, okay? So there was 4 difficult problems still remained, and we had just 8 hours to solve them. Do you know how you create conflict? This is a screenwriting tip. This is a tip for anyone who wants to make a movie or write a novel. Introduce a time element. You know, ever seen 24, like the program where it's 24 hours, 24 episodes, each episode is an hour, and there's a ticking clock? Introduce a ticking clock. Think, how could you put a time element into your personal statement? Immediately compelling, immediately pacey, immediately a problem needs overcoming. It bumps the adrenaline, you know? So we had just 8 hours to solve 4 difficult problems. The programmer gave up and went home. Even more conflict. Just problem after problem, obstacle after obstacle, compelling. This hit the team hard, and the remaining members were too stressed to work. Even worse, they're too stressed to work. I took action and reminded the team of our goal. Boom, tie it in. Word goal. Good word. Then I broke all of our tasks down into manageable chunks to be more approachable by the members. I made a critical call to the programmer, trying to calm him down by managing his expectations and emotions in the group work, and stating how easy the tasks to be done now were. Okay? You can see this all. It's like a visual in your mind. It's like a movie, you know? This motivated him and propelled other members to take action. Look at that. Take action. Repeated in different capacities. Took action. Take action. In the face of stress and anxiety, my decisions finally paid off. Look at that. These are long sentences, and then boom, very, very short. Vary the length of your sentences. That's how someone knows that you're intelligent. Not only did we hand in the report on time, but we also won the first prize. Look at that. That's like a good way to delay everything. Boom, you want to end on the last prize. This experience invigorated me with a life lesson that I will take into my graduate study and beyond. We must always keep the big picture in mind, but it's only achievable through small steps. And look at the connection here. You ended on the word small steps. How do you begin your next paragraph? Another small step I took. What's a connection? That's how you link things together. End on a metaphor in one paragraph. Extend the metaphor, but talk about something else. Brilliant. I can't make it more overt than that. Another small step I took on my journey was taking the role of leader during the campus statistical modelling competition. We investigated the influence on investors' attention to information exchange in stock markets. This involved contrasting the Baidu index with the return rate of different related stock in order to establish a relevant relationship. This was an important experience for me because it showed me that my interest in the finance market is limited. I want to direct my analytical and statistical skills towards creating a positive societal impact. Reinforced what they said earlier. Great. It's a lesson here. It's limited. This is what I want to do. You don't know what you want to do until you know what you don't want to do. And you don't know what you don't want to do until you have a little bit of experience in that domain or have thought it over. Okay? My ultimate social objective. That's a great way to start a paragraph. Just say what your ultimate ambition is, your ultimate aim, your ultimate goal. Just say, my ultimate social objective, boom, strong, is to benefit mankind by pursuing a career in a disease research centre or public health centre. Look how concrete that is. That's what I want to do. Specific. I plan to start as an assistant and gain experience through shadowing and mentor schemes. Look at this, really just, actually, it's like someone who's really given this thought. This is what I plan to do. This is how I'm going to get from point A to B. My passion is strong and stems from observing the career paths of my mother and uncle from a young age. Both of them worked in high-powered businesses, exerting so much energy that they were driven to use alcohol as a coping device. Isn't that interesting? Another conflict. So she's, because this is a lady, creating her own problems to overcome. Don't just throw problems into your personal statement and then show how you're going to overcome them. That's applaudable. Don't just pretend problems don't exist. I absorbed their drive but rejected where their energy was directed. I want my exertion to be with the aim of bestowing aid on those who need it. My philosophy is that life is not about how much value you can acquire. Life is about how much value you can give. This is where the MSc in biostatistics at Yale enters my plan. Right, look at again, connected. That's how you link sentences. Talking about biostatistics at Yale, and then I am drawn to Yale due to the school's emphasis on utilising business skills for the achievement of social objectives. This is obviously somebody who didn't have backups, they were just specifically going to Yale, so if that's the case with you, talk relatively at length about the university or the institution and how it relates to where you've come from, where you're going, what you've done recently, your aims, desires, dreams, all that stuff. This greatly excites me and completely fits my agenda. I know that at Yale, Like, look at how many times she says the word Yale. It's like saying someone's name over and over again when you meet them. Oh, nice to meet you, Ben. Oh, right, is that right, Ben? I know that at Yale, I'll be surrounded by students and teachers who are like-minded in this sense. I'm drawn to biostatistics, boom, tie back to your subject, because of the diverse amount of skills the subject encompasses. Many are interested in statistics for their own sake, but it is the human element lurking behind these numbers that stimulates me. Biostatistics has biographical understanding to statistical analysis and branches out into the fascinating fields of biology, sociology, nosography, and data mining. This is exactly the kind of syllabus that will equip me well for my PhD study and my future in a disease research centre. Look at this, it's so tightly knit. So many people want to cram so much into their personal statement that they'll go, you know what, I already talked about disease research up here, so let's get something else here. No, make it more robust, pad it out, talk about it more, it's interesting, all right? And it shows that you're driven. Approaching the Masters and PhD as steps towards a greater goal does not downgrade their importance. That's cool. Notice what they did there. They're saying this is a stepping stone, but it's so important. A lot of people go, all right, I'm just going to use this institution to get to where I want to go. I'm using you, and it's really obvious. This person's going, look, I'm not using you. In my mind, this electrifies them with enormous significance. I'm excited to fully absorb myself in the process while always keeping the big picture in mind. Good shit, good stuff. Damn. So a victory sip. Sparkly water. Should we do some bad ones? Yeah, I'm going to go record some bad ones now.